Sam, take us through what these numbers are telling us as of this moment. The understanding has been that because the peak has been, the spike has been so fast and it has come in so quickly that perhaps we will get to a peak very soon and perhaps then a downward trend.
That's right. Tamil Nadu has crossed 15,000 Sonal, and the projections say Chennai alone could touch 3 times the number what we saw during the second wave, and that could touch in that sense 21,000, because earlier we had 7,500 as the peak in Chennai during the second wave peak. And authorities are in that sense preparing fully in terms of keeping more than 1 lakh hospital beds ready across Tamil Nadu. And one silver lining, they say, is that the present, although there are hike in number of cases, they don't see lung infections, they don't see a demand for oxygen beds or ICUs, and they hope this will continue. But at the moment, there are many restrictions put in place, including over the last 2 Sundays. The last Sunday and the coming Sunday, we will have a complete lockdown. I come to you from a restaurant where at the moment they can have only 50% dining. And over the last 2 years, restaurateurs say more than 30,000 people, 30,000 restaurants have shut shop because of the closure, because of the other financial challenges they face. And with me, 4 restaurateurs, Japtej, Vignesh, Sriram and Sandesh, thank you all very much for your time. 30,000 restaurants shut down. What's the present crisis and what's the worry amid the third wave?
So just to give you a perspective about the industry as such, we are the second largest employer after agriculture, contribute to about 3% of the GDP. So the survey that NRAI, National Restaurant Association of India, had done after the first and second wave, it concluded that almost 30% of the restaurants have shut permanently and 2.5 million people have lost their jobs. Right. So that's a very, very large number as such. In Tamil Nadu, that number is about 50,000 people have lost their jobs, and again 30% restaurants have shut permanently.
Vignesh, what forces restaurant owners to shut shops, to close?
There are various reasons. Primary being, let's say, the high rentals. Most of the restaurants we sign on long leases. There's no revenue sharing. 90% of the agreements are such. And then there is the bigger problem on the ballooning prices for raw materials. For example, the gas and fuel. And then you have, the limited time operation times that we can have. That with the wafer thin margins, there's Salaries, yes, that's another bigger factor, because if you don't operate much and you can't work with a large workforce.
Sriram, you actually shut a few restaurants and moved towards a cloud kitchen.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So we had a lot of physical restaurants which we shut, and we had to convert into the cloud restaurants. And the online aggregators are also not helping now because of the
perception is that there's a huge demand for food online. You order through Swiggy or Zomato, and the perception is you make a lot of money still.
No, there is a huge demand for food online, but then that does not mean that it converts into money. We don't make a lot of money because of the higher commissions and the stuff and the restricted times we have right now. Exactly.
So a lot of your profits go for as commission for this?
To the aggregators. A lot of our profits. So it's not very profitable at the moment, over the last 2 years.
Right. Sandesh, you also run bars. What kind of difficulties you face?
So I think what seems to be the issue currently is that there is a lot of licensing requirements that are being enforced regardless of whether we operate or not. For both bars, restaurants, I think the industry as such. And a lot of arbid, imposition of these regulations that are very ad hoc by local administration, right? Sometimes, even though the permissible time might be till 10 o'clock, they'll suddenly come in and say you have to shut at 9. And this has a lot to do with even just very random enforcements of these laws, and that's complicating things that's already
It's also true that many restaurants violated in terms of physical distancing, in terms of allowing more than the permitted number of people.
Oh, it is true for any industry that you see violators are there. It's across for every industry. But, banning the entire industry wrong when for the sake of few people would be wrong, right? No,
briefly, your demands?
So we have all staff which is vaccinated. We would want the government not to have any timings now because the staff is fully vaccinated. Longer timings will mean lesser crowding in restaurants. Secondly, we would like GST input tax credit. That is a big bottleneck that we have faced for the last 2 years. So these are primary 2 demands: lesser restrictions and GST input tax credit.
Thank you so much for your time. And that's the point of view from the restaurants owners side, Sonal, amid rising numbers. But they hope that the government will take a middle path, helping them to tide over this crisis.